Alright, I'm going to do a little how-to on a 2009 Ford Flex rear wheel bearing. This is the passenger side rear. It's not going to be a great video, but at least it's something. I pretty much took everything apart and just kind of set it back in place so I could show you guys the disassembly of it. The wheel's off, and one of your first steps will be to either remove the caliper or take the Torx, the T40 screw out of the rotor. And first thing I did was took my caliper off just to get it out of the way. Try to get some light in here. I'll show you the bolts. This bolt right here, the one closest to us, you can see it's not really in the caliper. I just stuck it back in there to show you. So I'll pull that one out. So that one's gone, and then there's another one tucked up underneath the caliper there. See that one all by itself, sticking out really far. Take that one out. Those are 15mm bolts. And then you can take your caliper, and the parking brake will pretty much keep it from the parking brake cable will keep it from falling too far and damaging the flexible brake hose. So you don't really need to hang it, it just kind of sits there pretty nice. I had a problem right away with the set screw for the rotor. I put my T40 Torx bit in there, and it ripped all the little points out of the bolt. So I had to just drill out the bolt. Pretty much just get the head off of it. You'll be reusing the rotor, but the rest of the bolt that's actually stuck into the wheel bearing assembly that you're replacing. So it's no big deal if you don't get it out of the old wheel bearing. Then you pop your rotor off. Set that off to the side. Now I know that you need to get the wheel bearing assembly off of the I guess you'd call it a rear knuckle. I'm not really sure what they call it on a Flex, but I know looking at the new part here that there's going to be 4 bolts. Here's the front side of the assembly. See, there's the rotor set screw threaded hole. I don't have another set screw to use, so I'll probably just get one later if I really need one and put it in. But you can see there's 4 bolt holes, so I know that there's 4 bolts holding this old assembly in. And these are 18mm bolts, and you can see I kind of have them all sticking out in their locations. There's one right at the top, one down a little bit closer to the front of the vehicle, one all the way down at the bottom, and then off on this side you'll see one right there, right above the knuckle. So go ahead and loosen those. They're a little hard to get out of here just because you don't have enough clearance. So use your tools, you'll use your swivels. But I'll take those bolts out. I just kind of lay them down. Lay them down kind of in the location that they were, so you know where to put them back, just in case if there's a length difference or anything. It doesn't look like anything's different on them that I can tell. So there's all 4. So now we all know that these wheel bearings are pretty tight into those knuckles. If you don't have the right kind of tool to pull them off, to bolt onto the studs and hit it with a big sledgehammer, you're pretty much going to be wrestling with it. I found it worked pretty good to actually unbolt the heat shield, the dust shield that's on the back side of the rotor. There's 3 8mm bolts. There's one I left in there for now, and then another one was down here, and one on the other side, kind of tucked back in there. My 8mm ratcheting box wrench got in there pretty good, and I was able to get that off of there with no problems. So let me put the light back up here. This is not easy to do. I'm just going to take that one 8mm bolt out that I just stuck back in there quick so I can show you guys. The purpose of that really is so that you can loosen up this dust shield, which is going to make it easier for you to hit on that assembly there. So I turn this shield, so I've got the open end up. You can kind of see I nicked it just a couple times. But really, if you don't have the right tool for that, you're basically just going to be smashing the heck out of the top of that, the old wheel bearing assembly right here. And I mean really swinging on it, but during your swing, make sure you're not getting too close to the edge of the wheel well there. So I don't know if you want to, tape a towel up there or something if you're getting really crazy with the sledge, but I mean you can see I really beat the heck out of it to finally get it to loosen up. And you'll see the gap there now that's opened up. You won't have it that big right away. I find that if you get like a little pry bar in there, maybe the prying end of your hammer, get it in there, kind of tap on it with the sledge a little bit. It'll work its way out eventually, but I really had to beat on that thing to get it to, just separate a little bit. So this should just pop right off. Let's just give it a quick. So that just popped off, and actually that dust shield isn't going to just stay on there. It does it's got notches for you to be able to rotate it and actually pull it out of the way. So put it off to the side, or if you feel like bolting it right back on right away, you can do that too. It won't be in the way if you don't put it on right away, but maybe you want to, because once you get the new assembly in, you won't be able to get that dust shield back in there. So actually make sure you get that on first, but you can see how cruddy and nasty it is in here. So basically what you want to do is clean that out as best you can. I wouldn't file it or anything. You can maybe get in there with like a Scotch-Brite scuffing pad, just to get a nice machined finish on that again. Should make it a little easier to get your new one in. And then when you go ahead and put your new assembly in, you'll want to, I don't know if they recommend this or not, but we all know Ford Flex, and it seems that wheel bearings are a big issue on these, and they'll continually go out. But this edge here, just on the back side of these, this machine lip right here, and the black area between the bolt flange and this machined edge, you'll want to just make sure you put some anti-seize all the way around that, because these things are not fun to get in and out. And then just reverse the process, and you should be good to go. This is my first time doing it, so hopefully I'm not telling anybody to do anything the wrong way, but work with what you got, and be safe. Good luck.